Hey athletes, what's going on? Dr. Brianne Brown here with Get Your Fix Physical Therapy, Get Your Fix Nutrition, CrossFit coach at CrossFit Majestic. And I work with CrossFitters and runners, from injury PR to PR in 12 weeks, utilizing my therapy tactics as well as nutrition to decrease their inflammation. Talking about different diagnoses and what these different diagnoses can contribute to your training and why they are not a death sentence to what's going on. I'm going to pause this one second. Hang on. Let me do something quick. Okay, I think better. Internet's weird. So talking about different diagnoses and why these aren't a death sentence, what we can do about them. What I want to talk about today is what's called posterior tibialis tendon dysfunction. So this is a muscle that runs down the back of that lower leg, down the inside of the ankle, and then underneath your foot. And it can be very problematic, especially in runners. I tend to see it a lot with runners. It happens with my CrossFitters as well, but for the most part, just because of the mechanics of running and the weakness in hips and the weakness in feet, we get this irritation of this posterior tibialis tendon. So I wanted to discuss why, just because this happens doesn't mean you need to stop running forever. Like a lot of, you'll talk to different doctors will frequently say, just stop running and that sort of thing. Temporarily that may be necessary, but it's not the end-all be-all with this sort of issue. So most times this issue happens because you're putting increased tension on that tendon, on that muscle, repetitively. This increased tension typically is caused by one or two things. Either weakness in that foot, causing that foot to collapse in, or weakness in that hip, causing the entire leg to rotate in when you're running. And it may be one of those things that it doesn't come on initially, but as those muscles fatigue, that's when this happens. And so you really need to kind of pay attention to when it's happening, and that gives you a better idea of how long you can go before that muscle fatigues, and gives you an idea of what you need to work on a little bit. But ultimately, to calm a tendonitis down, you need to work on we need to decrease that inflammation first, and that can be through nutrition, it can be through some manual techniques, it can be through some techniques you do on your own exercise-wise. And then it's a matter of strengthening the area as well in order to control that motion of the foot and of that leg. But once the pain's gone, once that's all calmed down, you are good to go. Ultimately, you never want to be running through pain. If you're running through pain, it means compensations are going to be happening. So at some point, you do need to potentially take a break temporarily, do like maybe just walking, doing a run walk, that sort of thing. But if you are running through pain, you do want to avoid that in order to avoid any other compensation injuries. So, but ultimately, with this posterior tibialis tendon dysfunction, a lot of it comes down to weakness in that foot, weakness in the hip, and that needs to be strengthened in order to ultimately long-term calm this down and prevent it from happening in the future. So if you have any questions on this, then post on here, comment below with any questions you have. If you've dealt with this, if you are dealing with this, definitely comment on here. I'd love to be able to help you out as able. And as usual, if you have any specific issues you want to talk to me about, feel free to reach out to me through Facebook Messenger. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you and see what I can do to help you out. So hope you're having an amazing day. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.